my plan now is to add the separator here, and plus we're gonna add the communities collapsible novel items so that we can do some CRUD operation in the near future, right? In order to add the separator, I'm gonna inspect a little bit. If you take a look, we have HR tag with the margin top and bottom. Margin is just 3/4 REM. We can add that, no problem. Let's try to add a separator first. Currently, we don't have a separator here. Luckily, we have a sidebar that provides a separator. If you search separator right here, it provides it already. Only thing we need to do is using it. So I'm gonna go to app sidebar that we generated in the past videos. Right below the group here, I'm gonna add the sidebar separator. Of course, there might be some stuff that we needed to modify, right? As you can see, our separator is a little shorter on x-axis, and then it doesn't have margin. Shashin is using some gap here, so we need to remove the gap, and instead we need to use margin. So I'm gonna go to code base here. We can go to the sidebar content, and then we need to remove this gap too. We need to go to separator and then give some margin top, right? So there's the reason why the separator was a little bit shorter on x-axis, right? So instead, we're gonna give y margin, and we're gonna give 3/4. Let's take a look. If you open up, then now it has a margin. Hold on, it's really hard to select. It has a margin and no gaps. So looking good. I think this is what I want. That we can add multiple separators based on our needs, right? Take a look. Yeah, we can add that. Looking good. So I'm gonna make a small commit for this. Git add, git commit, and then add separator. Looking good. And then we now need to add some collapsible items, right? If you take a look here, let's inspect it quickly. It's very similar to our nav items, right? So we can reuse it, but at the same time, it doesn't have active state. So we needed to work around it a little bit. And also icon is on the right side, and using the justify between property here. Also, let me see, it has 20 by 20 icon and 32 pixel height, okay? And the font is very special. Font is 12 pixel, and the color is a little bit different too, right? Okay. Yeah, I think it's totally doable. And then it has the tracking widest to make the letter spacing 0.1 EM here, right? Definitely doable. So then now, let's try to see the documentation and search if there's any collapsible thing. There might be some. Let's find it. A collapsible sidebar menu. Oh, look like we have the collapsible sidebar menu. This guy is using sub menu based on what I see. Let's look for a little bit more. Just a second. I think I saw one more. Oh, here, sidebar group 2, right? This is exactly what we need is that. So we can use this code to start with that probably. So I'm gonna copy this guy, and then I'll be creating some component to here. What I want to create here is app sidebar menu collapsible .tsx. Let's quickly create it. App sidebar menu collapsible. Looking good. We're gonna replace. Oops. I think I copied the whole thing, but I just need to copy the JSX section, right? Let's replace it, and then make sure we need to import from right package. Redux UI is not the one that we want to use. Components UI collapsible is the right place to import. Awesome. Then now let's quickly take a look how it's looking. Currently, oh, sorry, I think I did an import. So let's go. I'm gonna import in the app sidebar here, and then right underneath of the first separator, let's import tendency. Okay. If we do that, this is exactly what we want. But of course, it's very different, right? So let's modify quickly. Here, I want to have one spontaneous, and plus I'm gonna have the communities because that's how they have here, right? Communities here. Let's just take it one by one. It's definitely very different, right? And then it has height to 32 pixels. Somehow it's very off from what I normally do here. But if you take a look, it's using the label, right? But we don't need to use this one. We have sidebar menu button. This guy has all the style already, so I'm gonna just use it directly. Plus, we don't want to use this icon. We want to use, what was it called? Hero icons. So there are a couple of things that we need to modify here. Let's tackle this guy first, okay? I don't want to overwhelm myself. So this one is looking okay, and then it has a state already, so looking good. Let's quickly change this guy. So if I remember correctly, we need to get the font size 12 pixel and need to get the color, right? Color is the color secondary width. For now, I'll be using hard-coded arbitrary value instead of variables, but we're gonna create some video to have the CSS variables in the near future, hopefully. Okay, so here I'm gonna give the class name and then text, give the color this, and give the text size that is extra small, 12 pixel, looking good. And then we need to have a tracking widest, as we saw earlier here, tracking widest, just giving the spacings, right? And then let me just quickly think. This one is looking good, I think. Let me see. Communities. Yeah, this one is already looking better, right? And then luckily, this guy is almost done. Okay. So then let's worry about the icon here. We need to get the icon from hero icons, right? We were able to find this guy quickly. So I'm going to copy JSX and then create it. Okay. So here, Chevron down. Was it down or up? It's up, right? Let's quickly do that. It gotta be up.tsx and then RFC Chevron up, and then we need to replace the JSX section. Working good. Let's quickly copy the class names here because we may want to override the class names, right? We must be able to receive the prompts accordingly, right here. Yeah, looking good. Then icon setup is started, right? So then let's try to get the icon. I'm gonna add the spontaneous too, and then I'm gonna get the Chevron that we just generated. Okay, looking good. And then let's quickly check. Yeah, now it looks a little bit different, right? So we need to move this icon to the right side. It's easily doable. I'm gonna give the class name to button here. Class name. I'm gonna give the justify between. Okay, looking good. Yeah, now it's good. But somehow we lost the animation and all different kinds, right? But that is totally fine. And then icon size is a little too big, right? So let's just try to style here a little bit. Class name, and then we are gonna try size 5 and see if it's good. 5 is a little too big, right? Let's give 4. Oh, sorry, I think I have even to wrong place. Not the spontaneous, gotta be here, right? 5 is still too big, right? Let's give 4 to see if it's okay. Yeah, 4 is pretty close, I say, but thickness is a little different, right? Somehow we need to make the stroke width to be a little bit thick. So to do that, I'm gonna give the stroke, maybe start with the 3 to see if it's working. Oh, it's not applying. Interesting. Let me just quickly see what is going on. Chevron on. It has fill current color, but we also needed to have a stroke here, right? Stroke. Then I believe it's gonna work. So let me check. It's working, but it's too thick, right? Let's minimize it. 3 is a little too big. Let me shut down this one. Maybe stroke 1 to see if it's okay. Yeah, 1 is okay. It's a little bigger, but that's fine. Let's leave it this way. Okay, so we're getting there. Awesome. And then we also needed to have some spontaneous, or the spontaneous here to take full height, right? Let me just quickly check. The height of the span tag needs to be 32 pixels. So what I would do is class name, height to be 8, and then we need to make sure this guy aligns center horizontally, right? So items to center, then everything should work. Let me just quickly check, looking good. Then what we need to do is the animation, right? Take a look here. When you click it, take a look. Your collapsible has data state that is closed and then open, right? So what I will do here is when it's closed, let me just quickly check. So when it's closed, it gotta go down, right? But currently we are up when it's closed, right? So what I would do is giving some class name to rotate. In order to do that, we have a group collapsible here. I'm gonna use this guy. So group data state to be closed. Then we need to give the name, right? Collapsible. Then I'm gonna give the rotate property that is 180 degree. Let me just quickly check. And now it's working. But the thing is, it doesn't have an animation or transition, but this guy do, right? So it's a rotating to the left, right? So let me just try it. Here, I'm gonna give the transition maybe off. Let me just quickly check. Yeah, it's working. But the thing is, it's rotating this way, right? But Reddit is rotating the other way. So I'm gonna just keep the negative value here. Then let me see. Okay, looking good, looking good. This is exactly what I want. Speed-wise, also quite similar, I would say. Yeah, awesome. Then we need to have something collapse and expand, right? So we want to have some content inside of here. So let's have the closing tag separately, and then I will try to add some content to here. Something, and then I'm gonna have BR tag to break the line. Yeah. Then when it's open, we have something, right? This styling, let's not worry. We have other, the components that can style this one automatically, I believe. I'm not sure. Somehow we want to have some animation to match with this guy. Take a look. It's expanding and shrink, right? So I believe Tailwind comes with some animation. Let me just quickly check. Global.css. Let's go all the way up. Then it comes with the Tailwind Animate CSS, right? I'm gonna copy this. And then search, right? And then add the npm at the end. Then you probably see the package from the npm that has documentation for it, right? So here you have a documentation, and then it has animate in and out, duration and all that, fade in and out, spin. Yeah, some pretty useful animations are provided, right? Ready to use animations. Accordion down. Here, collapsible down and up. So I think we can use these guys to see if it's gonna work, okay? Let's try. So here, what I would do is giving some animation to some component down here. Yeah, this guy. Sidebar group content. And we have collapsible content. I will try to give it to collapsible content, okay? So here, let me shut down this one. Collapsible content is here. I'm gonna give the class name and then make sure I am using things correctly. Let me see. This one also has data state, right? Yeah, this one also has a data state. I think I can use it directly here. So I'm gonna do data state to be open. When it's open, we want to slide it down, right? So I can just copy this guy. Collapsible, I guess I need to type animate collapsible down. And then data state is closed, then animate collapsible up. Let's quickly take a look what is gonna happen, okay? It's kind of invisible, right? Maybe let's try to give the background here. PG red 500. Yeah, it has animation, but somehow something is off. Let me just quickly check. Maybe let me try to add overflow hidden. Yeah, I think this one is good. Okay, so I guess we're done here. So we can add the styling separately later. Then let you remove the background color here. And then let you remove this unnecessary ones. Later, we can just receive this one as a children and then style it differently. So let's give some type things children of the React node and then pass it here. Then we can just render dynamically. And also this one, we can render it dynamically too, right? So I'm gonna say maybe title and the string. Then we can replace it, right? So here, I'm gonna pass the title to right here. Just in case people don't uppercase it, I can just give the uppercase. Then let's try to render it properly, okay? So here, I'm gonna have clothing tag and then give some content here, content, and then give the title to it, community. Let's quickly check, okay? So here, we still have a communities here and the content gets rendered. Awesome, I guess this one is done. Okay, hopefully this one do the job, but if not, I'm going to update it later. Okay, let me just quickly commit and then wrap this one. So git add, git commit, add collapsible sidebar main.